Morning, dear children. So, let's continue with our chapter, the second chapter of geography, the atmosphere. So, till now, in my previous videos, I have already explained you about the meaning of atmosphere. After that, I told you about the composition of the atmosphere. After that, we discussed about the air pollution and the causes of the air pollution. Then the next topic was the layers of the atmosphere. So we are having mainly 5 layers of atmosphere. Troposphere, which is the layer that is closest to the earth, nearest to the earth, and the last layer is the exosphere, which is the last layer, and this is the outermost layer. So the 5 layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. I have explained in detail about all these layers in my previous video. Okay, and today we are going to start with our next topic. Today we are going to start with our next topic, and the topic is weather and climate. So this is our next topic. So here the terms weather and climate are closely related to each other. Weather can be defined as a particular condition of the atmosphere prevailing over a small area at a particular period of time. Weather is dynamic and changes within a short period of time. And climate can be defined as the sum total of the weather condition. So I said the sum total of the weather conditions. So this is sum total of the weather condition prevailing over a large area for a long period of time. The climate stands for generalized picture of weather conditions of a given place. As both weather and climate are closely related, the only difference is that weather and climate, they both tells us about the atmospheric conditions, but weather tells about this condition of a short area for a short period of time, whereas climate tells the same atmospheric conditions of a long period of time for a large area. Okay, so as both are closely related, therefore the elements of weather and climate are the same. So let's have a look on these elements of weather and climate. So these elements of weather and climate are: the first element is temperature, second element pressure, third wind speed and direction, and the fourth element is precipitation, and the fifth one is humidity, and the last one is sunshine. So we will discuss about all these elements of weather and climate one by one. So first of all, we'll start with temperature. So let's start with the first element of weather and climate, that is temperature. Okay, so as we all know very well that the sun is the chief source of heat and energy for our earth. Sun radiates its energy in all sides, and being far away from the sun, our earth receives only a small fraction of that energy. So that the small fraction of energy that our earth receives, this energy is called solar insolation. We call it solar insolation. Okay, so we call it solar insolation, and this solar insolation, the areas that is near to equator are having the high solar insolation, whereas the area that are near to poles gets less solar insolation. So this solar insolation, or we can say the energy that reaches to Earth's surface, it passes through the atmosphere. Okay, the energy that reaches to the Earth's surface, it passes through the atmosphere. You know about the atmosphere. In our previous video, I told you about the 5 layers of atmosphere that surrounds our Earth. Okay, so when this energy reaches to the Earth's surface, it passes through the atmosphere. But it heats up our atmosphere slightly. Okay, and when it reaches to the Earth's surface, the Earth's surface absorbs this energy. Okay, and it absorbs the energy and becomes very hot. As it becomes hot, it starts reflecting back the energy towards the atmosphere. Okay, and now our Earth reflect back the energy towards the atmosphere, and due to this reflecting energy, our surroundings gets heated. So understood? Our surroundings gets heated due to the energy that our Earth's surface receives and reflect it back towards the atmosphere. And due to this reflected energy, the surroundings gets heated. So we use a special thermometer to measure air temperature. The scale most commonly used to measure this air temperature is called Celsius. And we also call the scale as the centigrade scale. Okay, so this is the scale that we use to measure the air temperature. As I told you that our Earth gets heated, our atmosphere gets heated due to the radiated energy of the sun. So due to this radiated energy, our surroundings, our atmosphere, the air near to the surface of the Earth, it gets heated. So the heating of the atmosphere has important consequences. So what are these important consequences? So for example, like the atmosphere, as the atmosphere gets heated, the air that is present near to the surface of the Earth, it becomes warm. And this is the tendency of the air, that when the air becomes warm, it expands. As it expands, it becomes lighter in weight and starts rising up. And another second tendency of the air is that it never leaves any area vacant. That means it never leaves any area without air. So now when the Earth gets heated near to the surface, the air near to the surface of the Earth, it also becomes hot. So as the air becomes hot near to the surface of the Earth, it starts rising up. So this hot air, it starts rising up as it expands and starts rising up towards the upper layers of atmosphere. Upper layers of atmosphere that are still colder than the first layer of the atmosphere. So as it rises up, so now this area, it becomes vacant. Now the cold air, the cool air that are present in the upper layer of atmosphere, so this cold air from all sides, you can say, it starts blowing, coming down and starts blowing towards the area to occupy the vacant space. So this cool air, as it is heavy, this air is lighter in weight, and this air is heavier than this hot air. That's why it's sinking towards the surface of the Earth and occupy this vacant space. So due to this rising up of the air and coming down of the air, a cyclic movement of air near the surface of the Earth creates. Okay, So this is the cyclic movement of the earth. Air you can see that is near to the surface of the earth, where the hot air is rising up and the cold air from the upper layers of the atmosphere are sinking down, coming down, as these are heavier than the hot air. That's why this air is coming down to occupy this vacant space. I think this is enough for today, and tomorrow I will explain you about the variations in temperature and also about the greenhouse effect and global warming. So all these things I will explain tomorrow. So till then, thank you and have a nice day.